Today we're watching a US phenom fully sending it as the sprint cars go full noise, although sometimes the only thing sending it is the pit crew. We'll see drivers celebrating on the roof and soak up some proper dirt track racing in the Canterbury sunshine. Yep, welcome back to Dirt Diaries, where in this episode I find myself at Ruapuna Speedway, a dirt circuit on the outskirts of Christchurch. I'm here for the War of the Wings, with tonight's ticket costing $30. Inside and things are looking an absolute picture, and speaking of, here's me grabbing one for the Instagram stories. Just lovely, make sure you give me a follow. Seats set up and it was time to duck into the pits, check out all the cars while the boys hunted for any driver handing out posters. The teams were getting in some last minute tune-ups and, you beauty, first poster located, signed as well. Nice one, Liam. Continuing along, and we soon spotted our first soft toy strapped to the inside of a car, 25C Caleb Bourne taking this Kiwi for a spin. Then we spotted the 2NZ of Joel Myers Jr. It's the California kid's last night of racing before he heads home. This young bloke's built a reputation as one of the best. He might be 2NZ now, but he did claim the 1NZ title in 2024, just days before he turned 18. And oh yeah, we even saw him spin some laps at Woodford Glen in a super saloon. It was then time to sit back and watch as the sprint cars made their way out on track to get some warm-up laps in. Following Christmas, the New Zealand sprint car champs down in Cromwell, and a rainout, this was Ruapuna's first night of racing in 56 days. Quite a staggering number for a speedway of this size. After watching Joel roll past, it was time to keep exploring. Here's a question for you. Have you ever seen a double-decker bus at the Speedway before? More on that later. To give you a bit of a background on the War of the Wings, this competition is held over 10 rounds at different South Island tracks. The current leader certainly won't finish there. American Caleb Montgomery sits atop, but he's already headed back home to race. And that bus we saw is driving people around the track next door. The other Ruapuna, Motorsport Park, was hosting the muscle cars, which viewers of this channel would have seen on the Timaru video I did. This chap is pulling out all the stops, directing the pit lane traffic so nobody gets run over by a ute rolling the track in. Yeah mate, bring it on out. Yeah, he probably sounds nothing like that, but I just picture a gruff bloke. He doesn't just direct traffic, but calls in the big guns when he sees people in need. It's thirsty work watching those guys put on the hard yards, so something cold is in order. Mr. Whippy is pulling in the big numbers. And it's much of the same at Ruby Scoops. But hello, no line here. A cheeky slushy's got my name on it. As for food, anything here take your fancy? Pork roll? What about a pie? How about we give this a whirl? As for things cooking, yep, Joel Myers Jr. finishing top of the time trials with a time of 12.790. Stretching the legs and I spotted Jalen Hurts at Spud Stop. Yeah, he's won a Super Bowl before and he clearly knows a winner when he sees one. After showing you my amazing Photoshop skills, I should probably get on and show you some actual racing. Wingless sprints up first, then it was time to push the sprint cars into action. A burst of pace from the photographer, who's got into position just in time. Committed to the shot, you just love to see it. "2NZ was absolutely flying on the track, and speaking of, a cool quirk of this place is the flight path for Christchurch Airport goes right above the circuit. Must be said there's plenty of option for kids here with the clown and bouncy castles. Fluoro vest spotted, yep, 50-50 time. There's tonight's winning ticket. Speaking of getting lucky, Andrew Greggy 75C had run out of it as he rolled in the wingless sprints. But hang on a minute, round of applause as they flipped him back and he got going again, so maybe that's sorta lucky? Another favourite of mine is this racing steward in charge of winding in the road cone marker after yellow flags. And yep, would you believe it, I missed another car flipping over. This is an example of why you never take your eyes off the action. As the wounded made their way back to the pits, it was time to exercise the kids by sending out the truck to do a lolly scramble. Look at them all go! Our favourite racing steward has swapped from reeling in road cones to running out the starting chalk for the sprint cars. With these shuttle runs and winding in road cone, it's basically doing CrossFit. It's a bit of a long clip, this one. That means something must be about to happen. Little tap, and how's that for a close call? Let's try this again. Yep, this time we don't make it through the first bend before we get a couple of spins. We made it through the rest of the race, then it was time to check out the Trackside shop. Back out time for another sprint car race to watch one driver slide on by. Over to my mate to sum that one up. The t-shirt gun failed to even get over the fence. He then reloaded and sent this t-shirt into next week. No t-shirt for us, but some good options pulled in from the latest lolly scramble. It was then time to head down to turn 1 and 2 to watch the TQ midgets race off into the sunset. The lightning sprints came out to spin in some laps. They were certainly doing their best to keep our mate on the road cone busy. Not once, but twice. 42C Corey Duckmanton finishing on top, quite literally. Time for the raffle draw, and yeah, no more chips and gravy for us. I then accidentally filmed the sprint cars in slow motion, but you know what? This kinda works, right? We saw Jaden Fraser 36i win the lightning sprints. It was down to turn 1 for the midget feature race. And it was 45C Ben Morgan who did enough to win the feature race. Up next was the sprint cars in the 30 lapper, but first, 4 wide salute. Then it was time to go racing in tonight's finale. A yellow flag brought an end to a frenetic first couple of laps, and yeah, did you catch the dust? We certainly did. It was 2NZ's race to lose after starting off the front, and when you start this quick off the restarts, you don't give those behind you much hope at all. So yeah, you see where this is heading. He was fastest at the start of the night in the time trial, and in the 30 lapper he wouldn't be beaten there either, screaming past us one last time as he went in to take the checkered flag. The only thing left to do was jump on the car as he signed off from racing in New Zealand in style. And with that, it was time for us to pack up and head for the exit. If you made it this far into the video, you gotta drop me a checkered flag emoji in the comments. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe for more Dirt Diaries, and I'll see you in the next one.